And what's interesting about that is that we actually can do a blood test on people, and it's called the sodium concentration. One of the first things you learn as a medical student is that the sodium concentration in somebody has very little to do with how much sodium they take into their body. It has much more to do with how much water they take into their body. So the more water they take in, the lower the sodium concentration goes. There's a study that was done a number of years ago that looked at the chances of death, so mortality, and sodium concentration. And as sodium concentration went up, so did the chances of dying. So it's important to drink water. How much water? There's this old 8 glasses of water thing. It's probably not that much, but it certainly is important. So internal use of water is well known. I mean, it's a substrate that allows your kidneys to dump toxins, and you need to flush those things out. And you sweat, especially if you're exercising, you're going to need to take more water in because you're sweating, you're breathing faster, you have something called insensible losses of water. But I think the other part of water that I'd like to talk about is not the internal use of water, which is pretty obvious and the data is there, but the external use of water. And the reason why I bring that up is in the context of what we're talking about, which is illnesses and flus and viruses. One of the properties of water that is very, very important is its high enthalpy. What does that mean? It means it takes a lot of energy to raise water, the substance, 1 degree Celsius. And the opposite is also true. So if you put warm water on someone, it can transfer a lot of energy into that person without losing temperature. Why is that important? If you want to increase someone's body temperature, water is a very good way of doing it. If you've ever gone into a sauna and it's a dry sauna, you haven't yet put the little ladle onto the heating, you can tolerate 170, 180 degree sauna pretty well. As soon as you put that water on, the heat just starts to come down on you. And that's because water is such a very good way of transmitting that heat. So why is that important? Let's put that away for a little bit, and I'll explain why that's important. Let's switch gears and talk about viruses in the immune system. So your immune system is divided into 2 components, an innate immune system and an adaptive immune system. The adaptive immune system is what we've all learned about in terms of vaccines and antibodies and all the discussion that we've had the last 4 or 5 years.